Santorum, many of our military leaders believe America's critical infrastructure is vulnerable to a terrorist attack. This is the power in our homes, the water we drink, the internet and phone systems by which we stay connected. If attacked, these essential services that underpin American society could come to a grinding halt. Do you have a specific plan to protect us from this type of attack?
Well, the most devastating attack that could occur is an electromagnetic pulse attack, and that would be an attack that would be triggered by a nuclear explosion in the upper atmosphere of our country. The best way to stop that from happening is to make sure that those who are contemplating and actually wargaming and talking about using it, Iran, doesn't get a nuclear weapon so they can't explode that device. And the President of the United States has put Iran on a path to a nuclear weapon. And we have done nothing to do anything to harden our grid. There's actually a bill in Congress that would put money forward to try to put redundancy and harden our electric grid so it could actually survive an EMP. An EMP is a devastating explosion that sends a pulse that knocks out all electric, everything that's connected to any kind that's wired, that is a circuit board, gets fried out. Everything is gone. Cars stop. Planes fall out of the sky. This is a devastating attack. And this president has done nothing, number one, to take the most probable country to launch an attack and stop them, and has done nothing to try to defend us, particularly our electric grid. The bottom line is, I put the original sanctions on the Iranian nuclear program when I was in the United States Senate. I've been fighting for 12 years with one thing in mind, that we must stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. And because they're different than every other country. They do not want a nuclear weapon to defend themselves. They want a nuclear weapon for theological ends, to bring about their Mahdi so they can control the world. And that is the most serious threat facing this country right now.
All right, Senator Santorum, I want to stay with you on this, moving to jobs and the economy. In his State of the Union address the other night, President Obama touted his record on jobs, citing more than 14 million new jobs, and boasted of nearly 900,000 manufacturing jobs added in the past 6 years. Do you dispute his track record of creating jobs?
Well, the numbers just don't add up. I mean, they have not added manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing jobs have been lost in this country, 2 million of them. The bottom line is that this president has done more to take jobs away from the hardworking people who are struggling the most. And that's folks who are, as I said, the 74% of Americans who don't have a college degree. And they're out there talking about, well, we're going to provide free college for everybody. Well, who's going to pay for it? The 74% that don't have a college degree. Nobody's focused. Let's just be honest. Nobody's focused on the people who are struggling the most in America today. We talk about immigration. Let's talk about the president's immigration plan. He wants to bring in more and more people into this country, let people who are here illegally stay in this country. Almost all of the people who are here illegally, and most of the people who came here legally over the last 20 years, they're working in wage-earning jobs. That's why wages have flatlined. And we have, unfortunately, two political parties, with most of the candidates in this field for some form of amnesty, some form of allowing people to stay here, even though they're here illegally, and for increasing levels of legal immigration. I'm someone who believes that we need to be the party that stands for the American worker. And when we say we need to send people back, I mean we send people back. And let me just make one point. I was in Storm Lake, Iowa, the other day, near a Tyson's plant. 91% of the kids that go to elementary school there are minority kids. And they said, well, what are you going to do with all these people, their families? They've lived here for a long time. I said, I'm going to give them a gift. I'm going to give them a gift of being able to help the country they were born in. And we're going to export America. The education they were able to receive. They learned the English language. They learned about capitalism. They learned about democracy. You want to stop the flow of immigrants? Let's send 6 million Mexicans, Hondurans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorans back into their country so they can start a renaissance in their country so they won't be coming over here anymore.